So you, a priest, and a rabbi all walked into a bar. Not a joke, but let's pretend this is a dream. What if you walked into a bar? What would that actually mean in a dream? There's going to be a particular meaning. Now, let's think about that a little bit. One, is that something that you do? Now, not necessarily saying that you go to a bar to drink all the time, but if you do, that's going to have a particular meaning. But maybe you do that as a social thing. You've got a social group and it's not an issue for you, but it's just a way for you to connect. That's going to mean one particular thing. Let's say that you go to a bar because that's where you're hoping to meet someone. That's going to have a particular meaning. And usually the type of people that we try to meet in bars are not the type of people that would be healthy. So that also says something about that dynamic and what it would mean. But just thinking about a bar is a place where they serve alcohol. Alcohol, another word for alcohol commonly, at least here in the United States, but not only isolated to the United States, is spirits. It's some type of a spiritual influence that removes our inhibitions and medicates the experience that our soul is having. And so that could be a very negative thing. In general, drinking alcohol is a substitute for real spiritual experience, but it could be representative of the authentic spiritual experience. Probably not walking into a bar, but just drinking alcohol, having a glass of wine. That could be talking about communion. That could be talking about being overcome by the Holy Spirit. So paying attention to the context, paying attention to the color, what's the feel of it? What's the purpose of it? That's more important than the activity itself most of the time when you're thinking about a dream element. So going into a bar. Now, here's another option. What if you live in Europe? When I go to Europe, it's not uncommon for us to go to a pub for a meal. We don't even drink alcohol necessarily, though some people might. Maybe somebody has a glass of wine or a beer with their meal. That's pretty common, even among Christians. It's not as common in the United States. There's people in the United States that believe you can't drink alcohol and be saved. That's a whole nother issue. I'm not even going there. But it would be a very common thing. It's more about the social gathering. The idea of a pub, it's just short for a public house. It's just a place where the public gathers for relationship, for community. That could represent a church. That could represent the community itself, or it could represent fellowship with other people. Again, the context is important. And then how this element actually interacts with your life when you're awake. Those are all keys to understanding what this dream element means in your dreams.